Happy today. I am William Brown from IamWilliamBrown.com. Um, this is something new that I'm trying called Living Beyond. And today I wanted to spend some time in talking about labels. So before I add labels into the equation, I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, being that I am a self awareness coach. And what that means is that I have conversations with my clients to help them um, see where they're showing up and not showing up. There's there feels like there's so much of our life that it's so busy and we're so overwhelmed with things that there's this deniability factor, or maybe that is just something for me. That if I deny that I'm aware of something or deny that something has happened, then I don't have to be responsible for it. And so that's what I do in my coaching to help people um, become aware of how they're showing up in their work, for themselves, and in their relationships. So this Living Beyond series, this riff, I put in 15 minutes riff. It's going to be a lot less than that. It's going to be a lot less than that. But it is something that I believe that in order for you to understand and the challenge of living beyond, the more that you'll see that it's worth it. So what do I mean by labels? Labels in their basic form, and I shared this on social media the other day. In their basic form, they're just identifiers. It's just our way to say this is what it is. And so the label of dad, mom, entrepreneur, it's just like it just lets our brain knows and it lets other people know who we are. And welcome, Kellen. Um, but so it just lets us know. But more than that, I also want you to look at labels as a way that you're showing up, that you choose to show up when you believe or feel that you're not enough. There are many situations where I believe our authentic self is screaming for, inviting us, needing us, wanting us to show up, and we just don't. There is this feeling that maybe I'm going to get something wrong, maybe this is not appropriate. But the more that we're able to really trust ourselves and believe in ourselves, then we won't let our labels make decisions for us. And so living beyond is, for me, I'll speak for myself. I don't know about you, but it's a scary place because it's a place where it feels like there's no rules, there's no clear directions. Nobody's handing out permission slips. I'm just out there, right? I don't know how many times you have heard that, dude, you're just out there right now, and I don't know what you're doing. But the more that you're willing to be out there, the more that you're willing to really show up in your life fully and deal with the consequences or the rewards or the whatever comes up, then you will um, really grab hold to your authentic self. And so living beyond the conversation, that is also a program and it's also a part of my coaching, but it's within a conversation to just consider that there is a life worth living beyond your fears, beyond your disappointments, beyond your current excitement. There is something beyond that. And I think in a time where there's a lot of uncertainty, or people are trying to manufacture uncertainty, and I'll just leave that right there. Um, we will lose ourselves. I had a conversation the other day, and we were talking about superheroes. And it's like, I'm a big superhero fan, DC and Marvel, superheroes, love it. But when the superhero, looking at superheroes, there's many times that when we're waiting for a superhero or expecting a superhero um, to show up in an environment, it it basically um, we give up responsibility. We ask someone else, the superhero, to take responsibility for the crime, right? We to take responsibility of things that is happening in our lives. And so I don't know if you need to be a superhero or we need to be superheroes for ourselves. But the more that we're able to live beyond our desire to be rescued by someone or something, then we can show up fully in our life, in our relationships, and in our work. And that is the inquiry. If we really embrace that we are whole and complete, nothing missing, if we really embrace that, then we don't need a savior. We can save ourselves. And I know my Christian label is like, whoa, 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 there's only one savior. Got it. But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of situations that we find ourselves in that we can get ourselves out of if we're willing to live beyond it instead of stay in it. And so we don't need this supernatural savior to come from somewhere to take the responsibility from it. But so that's the inquiry. The inquiry to look at your labels, look at how you are showing up that is keeping you from showing up. We can look in the news, we can look on our social media feeds and see labels, not people. We see labels because there's a certain way that people show up. If it's on LinkedIn or Facebook or any other way that we show up online, that keeps people from actually getting to know us and to be ourselves. I believe people will pick up a phone or drive to someone's house when something doesn't work out the way or there's some confusion. Labels will text you, will post something online because there's a way that they want to show up to make that mean. There is so many times I got aware of this for myself, that I was more committed to my labels than did myself because the labels were comfortable. From being the smart guy to being the quiet guy to being the responsible guy, that was more important for me to be myself, who is sometimes not responsible, right? Not smart and not quiet. And so that's the invitation. The invitation for you to live beyond. So I don't know if it's going to be weekly. I don't know if it's going to be daily. I don't know. It's when I get in the mood, but at least once a week, I will invite an invitation for you to live beyond. And everything that that means. Because the world wants you. The world needs you. But the world isn't waiting for you. So go be you. Beyond all of this other stuff. Just be you. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you next time when we inquire about living beyond.